Coming to you from the world where the Triforce Goddesses and the Random Number Gods collide, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer 2019 tournament. Hi again, everybody. I'm Jex Reffy, and I'm flying solo tonight, so we're gonna have some fun in chat tonight, because I got no co-commentator, and we're off. Piece of Heart and Bombs to start early. Now, this is race number 2 between Pikapals and SirLinkalot777. The one change we made is fast Ganons, so once we get the 7 crystals, we go right to the pig. We don't worry about Ganon's tower. And so early on, we got Pikapals heading for the Uncle route, since they did Link's house and 8 bombs from the tree pole, so even though there were 10 bombs in Sanctuary, bombs are going to be pretty easy to come by today. Link is heading up for Aga, and Uncle Tunnel got Bow. So if you want to do Eastern, you can do it. Uncle giving away his Link's allowance and Piece of Heart on Lumberjack Ledge, so no Aga there, at least for that. Link not worrying with bush crabs, but we got a shield in the Lost Woods, which Link's not gonna worry about. Falls into Lost Woods hut and just a big 20. Pika is gonna check bush crabs, and we got arrows, so which you're gonna need that for that bow we just picked up. So now both runners are gonna make their way to Kakariko. Although Pikapals will do Lost Woods first, obviously. So let's see what we got here in Blind's hut. 5 items. Bombs. Arrows. Bombs. And a bloopy. And let's see what we've got here in the back. A mirror. Well, that'll start. Alright, so next up, the well. Got a heart container. Single green rupee, so that's one of the 2 that are in the item pool. Big 20. More bombs. And flippers. And Link is gonna drop back down, just needs 3 more rupees to be able to pay off the bottle vendor, so we'll be doing that. And another bloopy, so I guess this Kakariko Village Day is brought to you by Blue Things. Sometimes they give you money, sometimes they make you swim, sometimes they make you vain. Blue Things. Got another red rupee there. So we got Tavern. No bottle yet, so we can't do Sick Kid. And we got an Ether. Alright, so race game next, and then And then we'll see. Yeah, library. Forgot about library. Library's just a big 20. And just a piece hard in the race game, so Link says I'm done here. Alright, so Link gonna head south, do South Shore. That mirror will help do the dam in one go. Actually missed what Link got. Oh, Bloomerang. More blue things. Alright, we got a little bit of divergence as Pikapals is heading east. Bottle at the dam with a B. Honestly don't know how that B survived once the bottle was flooded, but video game logic. Where was the bow? The bow was in the chest in the Uncle Tunnel. Alright, more bombs, hoard of cash, and that's it inside the hospital's closet. Fisher Price, my first shield. More bombs. Another hoard of cash, and more bombs. This scene brought to you by Blue Things. Sometimes they also explode. You may want to step away when they go off. You might get hurt. But this obviously makes sense for Pikapals. Having been to Uncle Tunnel and got that bow, you might as well go ahead and get Eastern out of the way. Although it's a pendant dungeon, so that might change the calculation a bit. Although, to be honest, we're so far from Dark World access. At this point, you'd have to assume Pendant Eastern has something. Like $50, which is nice, but not progression worthy. Another heart container. Okay, there's a big key. So one item so far. Alright, let's see what's next in Eastern. Compass. Okay, so even if there is an item in the big chest, most likely, unless you're gonna risk it, you want to go do the big key chest. Hobo has more sticks. And map, so you definitely want to do it because the other two items are in the big key chest and on Armos Knights. Seed brought to you by Blue Things, including the flute. So with that, we can get up to Death Mountain. Oh, and I missed what the item was on the... in Eastern. Oh, it was a hammer! Very nice. So SirLinkalot doesn't have the cash. Oh, the hammer was on Zora Ledge. Okay, I'm sorry. I got confused there. Oh, it was a $50 at Eastern. Okay. My apologies. So this is the problem with doing solo comps, is you look down and, well, you missed something. Alright, so Pikapals getting set up for the quick kill. And just a piece of heart. And it was the green pendant. So there actually was 2 items there. That's also convenient because we can go ahead and turn in said green pendant. It's a Hosterla. Alright, sick kid. Handing out a red rupee, and Sahasrala putting out a piece of heart. And I saw a blue pendant at Hera. I think I did see a crystal at Desert, but didn't know what kind of crystal. Alright, Eurista in chat saying it was a red crystal. Alright, Pikapals is gonna go ahead and do South Shore. They'll get the money for Zora with the cash that's in here, but gotta be careful. Gets done. Ooh, Pikapal's taking a death trying to get to Ice Rod Cave. Alright, we got a glove inside Spectacle Rock. Apparently we got a book off the old man. Alright, so that gets us 2/3 of our Dark World access. So we're just looking for the Moon Pearl. Alright, so chat, with 2 pendants... Well, hold on. We're probably going to get a Dark World check here. Maybe. Nope, not right now. just a little bit of love on the ether tablet. Alright, big key first, which will help put the coffee break on hold because we don't have the fire to brew the coffee. Alright, so since I'm flying solo, I'm gonna rely on you guys tonight for some help. But what do you think might be the troll item tonight, given that we already have 2 pendants in the Eastern Light World? Got some thoughts on sword, ice rod, red cane. Well, there's the ice rod, so too bad on that. Zora giving away a reminder that this seed is brought to you by Blue Things. Pikapals obviously going to go for the hammer 2. Linkalot is going to check the 8 items here on the east side. And Red Rupee on the floating island. Alright, time for the Swag Deck Anthem. And the Hawk's about to rock. We salute you. Alright, Pikapals is going to join Link on the mountain. And Pika, of course, going to play the flute in the dark because, sure, why not? It changes it the bow to apparently track. Apparently I missed Fire Rod in Paradox Cave. Again, flying solo. I look down and I miss something. Oh, we also had the Swag Net. Okay, so Linkalot heads out. Heads to the desert area, which makes sense. Because now desert is full clearable with that Fire Rod. We're still looking for Moon Pearl. Alright, so we're gonna see what's in a Genus cave first. More sticks. Predictably, Link's gonna keep going. Alright, so still looking for Moon Pearl. We haven't checked escape yet. $50. What's the rundown? Alright, Bo is in Uncle's Tunnel. Hammer was at the Zora Ledge. Glove and both Fire and Ice Rods were up on Death Mountain. And Flippers and Mirror. Oh, Flute was also... I'm trying to remember where Flute was, but anywho, it's been a lot of Light World stuff since we're still waiting for Moon Pearl. Alright. So Link will presumably head to go kill Lammo. Okay, Flute was at the Waterfall Ferry. So I'm giving a special shout out to our tracker, Kippy00, because, again, I did this solo tonight, so I need my tracker even more than normal. But blue shirt on Desert Ledge. Now, Link did not kill Trolldorm, even though this is a pendant. Pika is going to. Also, with this being race number 2, the changed setting was fast Ganon. So once we get the 7 crystals, you go kill the pig, you don't worry about the Ganon's tower. Pika honestly I don't think has done a map check. I know Link has done a map check, but the music would tell him that, you know, it is a pendant dungeon. Alright, SirLinkalot gets the first crystal, and we got boots from Lammo. Well, at least, I mean, we saw the compass, but good to know it wasn't boots locked. Pikapals using the ice rod. Alright, bonk rocks, just more sticks. Pikapals gonna get his goodness in Paradox Cave. And we're gonna see the back of Escape. Map. Small key. Sword. Okay. So we at least got a sword. Now with the advanced logic, Fire Rod would enable the runners to have something at the Dark Crossroads. Since you can light the torches. And Bombos. So still on the lookout for the Moon Pearl. Most likely this isn't going to be Aga, because you would need way too much in order to be able to get there, and we're pretty much down to the front of Escape at this point. Okay, Link gets his bow. Alright, but Link is gonna check front of Escape. Now, Link has not been to Eastern because he didn't have the bow. And we're guaranteed to have 3 items here in the front. So you would have to think one of the 3 at this point kind of has to be the Moon Pearl. Oh, speaking of which, there it is. So that actually kind of works out for SirLinkalot. We haven't seen a Dark World check, but if you wanted to combo Pod and Eastern, you could, even though Eastern is a pendant. I don't think there was anything in Eastern, to be honest, at this point. Alright. So Link has Dark World access. And we'll see where Link flutes to from here. Going to 7. Yeah, that's gonna be to go to Dark World. Probably do Hype Cave and we'll see where it goes from there. Alright, Dark World check. Thieves Town Pendant. Pod is your other 5/6 crystal. So that means pedestal-wise, we've got everything for the pedestal. So lamp, which our runners probably don't need, but cane, or quake if it's needed for one of the dungeons, or hook shot even. And a lot of red things and nothing much. And Link is gonna head right for Pod. You can full clear it. Fire Rush, as long as you know how to track the Dark Maze, you should be able to get through everything else with the Fire Rod if needed. Of course, Link hasn't been here yet, so I'll also do some Hospital's Closet on the way. But yeah, cane, lamp, hook shot. We still got some pedestal possibilities. And we can get all the way there. Alright, map to start, so this was bow locked. But both runners have the bow, so not needing to worry about it. Alright, so Pikapals is gonna get their Moon Pearl. Small key there. Small key there. You would hope Pika would end up at escape at back of escape at some point, because they are gonna need that sword. Now the problem is that right now, with the key being in the back, you'd have to go from the back. Dark Crossroads would just get you Bombos, and then you'd be stuck. And we got Lamp. So, Pod is really full clearable now. And there's the fourth key, so now time for the party in the back. So Pika is going to head to the back. We'll get their Bombos medallion. out goes Pika. Oh yeah, Mitts could also be on pedestal. Alright, Pika's gonna get their sword. So they'll be good there. Another piece of heart. And another piece of heart. So mirror out. That was enough to get Link a health refill. And time to head to the boss. Pika joins Link in the Dark World. Gonna do the unhyped cave. See if Pika decides to do pod as well. Alright, time to face the Helmassar King. 17 hammer whacks, 8 arrows into the jewel, and down he goes. Now, Link going back this way definitely means Stumpy and Dig game. Maybe check Bombo's tablet. Oh, Desert and Pod were the 5-6 crystals, so turn into Big Bomb. That makes sense. Purchase Peace Heart on the Pyramid Ledge. And what do we got? We got more bombs and half magic. So helpful, but not progression worthy. Just joining in, what's on PED? We don't know. No one's been there. It'd be nice if one of our runners went and found out when they went to Skullwoods, but we haven't been there yet. So, catfish, what do we got now? Catfish has a hoard of cash that Linkalot's not going to worry about, and head for the fish and lose money. Well, since we're kind of in a lull right now, let's definitely give a reminder. Please be sure to give both of our runners, SirLinkalot777 and Pikapals, a follow on Twitch for the race they're putting on. It's pretty close right now. There's still plenty of stuff that could lead one runner to get a lead or not, but they are certainly deserving of your follow. Pikapals takes on Helmasar. Link heads to the back. Yes, Ice Rod was in the big chest of Hera. Fire Rod was in Paradox Cave. Alright, so as one crystal dungeon is done, another one starts as we take on the Moth. Fighter Sword, not exactly the best, but with half magic and Fire Rod, should be able to take care of the Moth pretty easily. Gotta dodge the spikes and down goes the Moth. Okay, there's the big key. Alright, here we go. Pedestal check. Got some possibilities, but 10 sticks, so... Getting a little bit of high five here as both runners now doing the vanilla big key chest, but just compass today. Alright, so now we're gonna see the front. Map to start. Pika making use of the spikes to get rid of the Gipto. Good execution on the bomb jump for a small key. And they're gonna mirror so you don't lose health falling down. So still on the lookout for the second item. If it's not here, it's in the pinball room. But it's another heart container. V31 logic, advanced logic will now put items in the pinball room. Alright, so now we're gonna check Bumper Cave with just another bottle, so won't be picking that up. And with the ability to do the rest of Flanctuary, we're going to see Link do Graveyard Ledge and then most likely King's Tomb. Pika going to get their news that there's sticks on the pedestal. And runs back. And more cash in King's Tomb. So just health so far in Village of Outcasts. Thieves Town, making our way through. Small key. Good thing we have hammer. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to get the big chest. Pika is in Village of Outcast and most likely head into Thieves Town. Well, maybe head into Thieves Town. Again, this is a pendant. So interesting that Link is kind of continuing on. We've honestly done most of the dungeons we can do. We need Titan's Mitts for the other crystal dungeons. We need Hookshot for Swamp, and still need Cane. Pikapals not worrying with Thieves Town at all, which so far we haven't found anything. So we'll see if that comes into play. Front half of Swamp is open, but there's the hook shot. So that works out for SirLinkalot, and there's Titan's Mitts at Digging Game. All right, so Thieves Town is certainly going to have to be completed, but those mitts will most likely, could very well lead Pika to Ice Palace. Honestly, I think at this point I'd rather have the hook shot because you know you have to finish Swamp Palace. So you might as well do it. But yeah, at this point we just need Cane, maybe Quake, and definitely another sword. Alright, so here's Link gonna get Titan's mitts. And Link is gonna go ahead and do Smith Chain here after getting those mitts. Ooh, Kane at Hammer Pegs. So we're at sword mode right now. That is going to put SirLinkalot in a very good position. Maybe we need Quake for one of the medallions. And then we just got to find one sword. Myra's Ether so we can get in and do that. Link decides they're done there and making the play for Ice Palace. That makes sense. Kinda hoping, I would say here, you're kinda hoping you find a sword, therefore you're gonna just go mode Swamp Palace and go mode the rest. And red mail to start in Ice Palace. And Quake for TR, so we will need Quake Medallion. Alright, Dark Death Mountain, what do we got here? 20 bucks. Blue Cane. Not the cane Pikapals wanted. Well, maybe. If he wanted to do Spike Cave, that will certainly help. Alright, Hookshot Cave. Let's see the 4 items here. Well, actually, we're just going to see one, because again, Pikapals hasn't gotten the Hookshot, but there is Quake. So now we truly are in sword mode. Link grabbing the key from the freezer room, which allows him to easily head to the right side of Ice Palace. Now again, this is fast Ganon. So once the 7 crystals have been collected, Ganon's open. You don't have to run the gauntlet, you just gotta go finish him off. This is essentially gonna force Pikapals to go into Thieves Town, because that's all he's got left other than the front of Swamp. Mushroom. Now what would be really interesting is, if we're still on Fighter Sword by the time we get the 7 crystals, you wonder if someone's gonna dip GT looking for another sword. Alright. Oh! I missed... Again, I looked down and I missed a Master Sword, so... that means SirLinkalot's in go mode. Well, okay, still needs Quake, so... he doesn't know we're in go mode. We know he's effectively in go mode. Linkalot now heads to Swamp. Interesting. He'll probably still do checks, because Link doesn't know that Quake is in TR. But we'll see from there. Yeah, you would have to think if Link goes up to Death Mountain and sees that Quake is what's needed for Turtle Rock, you'd have to assume since you're there, he does Hookshot Cave, which would get him the Quake and get him in go mode. A lot of Link's strategy will be determined by what he does here He just goes north, he's in go mode. He's just going and hoping he has the medallion. He'll see that he doesn't, do Dark Death Mountain, and then realize he's got it. So at least gonna check these 2 items, but just gonna keep going, not worrying about them. Alright, so Pika has Cane. So they're effectively in go mode now. But we'll find Sword and Ice Pals. Ooh! Got a couple of the fire rod shots. But there we go. Down goes Argus. SirLinkalot gonna turn into Mushroom, do some potion refills before Mire and Turtle Rock, I would imagine. So Pika opens up TR. And actually gonna do TR first. While Link heads to Mire. Alright, so Link's gonna head into Mire. Go mode that. Then we'll get to TR. Pika, meanwhile, was doing Turtle Rock first. Once you go through Ice, we know they'll get at least Master Sword there, and so that'll be go mode. But essentially, Link is a full dungeon ahead of Pikapals at this point. Well, there's silvers, so that will make fighting Ganon a lot easier. So on the lookout for the big key, I think. Alright, there's Vanilla Big Key. The sword upgrade that Link found was an Ice Palace. So you would assume Pikapals is going to get that too. And again, this is fast Ganon, so once we finish the 7 crystals, there will be no Ganon's Tower. It's straight to the pig. Yeah, unfortunately no guessing game. Since we're doing fast Ganon, not gonna do that today. I see some of you in chat want to do a guessing game on the Ganon teleports. If you guys want to do that, that's fine in chat, but not gonna really be able to do that. But viddy down. As Pikapals heads into Trinex. Pika's only got half a heart, so needs to be careful. Especially with Master Sword. Gonna go with Hammer, though. Here, there we go. Down goes Trinex. Alright. Link sees that it's Quake. But we know that very shortly, in fact, really shortly, he's gonna find it. So officially, 1 hour, 16 minutes, 52 seconds, SirLinkalot777 is in go mode. Still gonna check the rest of Hookshot Cave. Won't find anything, though. But it's going from here. So Link's just gotta do TR and that's it. Pika's gotta do Ice, Mire, and Swamp. Whoa, I totally forgot about Swamp. Pika, I said Pika was a dungeon behind Link. It's actually a lot more. GFE asking, wow, what happened to put Pika so far back? Hookshot was in the back of Pendant Thieves Town, and basically ended up last locationing it. I mean, still had front half of Crystal Swamp Palace, but Pika basically did everything he could until going into Thieves Town, because actually Mitts were at the digging game, and so it kind of, those Mitts kind of opened up Pikapals to do more that kind of took him away from trying to go get the hook, needing to go to the hook shot in Pendant Thieves Town. But again, this is fast Ganon, so it just needs to kill Trinax and then go straight for the pig. Even though Link's in go mode, gonna still go this way. Granted, he'll get a small key here, so that will get him the keys he needs to be able to do Trinax. So it's time for Trinex, and then time for some bacon. Alright, so here we go. Gonna go hammer strats, even though with Master Sword makes sense. 5 hammer whacks. Now, we do know silvers are at Mire. So hopefully Pikapals will pick that up as well. Alright, that's 7 crystals down. So it should be time for the big pig after a crystal drop. Silvers, I think, were, yeah, in the main hub chest. Big key is in its vanilla location, so depending on how Pika routes this. Although they're still looking for swords, so you would imagine they're looking for items. But at this point, it would take a lot for Pikapals to avoid a game 3. Because here we go into the big pig. I have to do 12 sword spins since we're only on Master Sword. Slashes won't damage him. Just be careful, you got half magic. Link got potions that he hasn't had to use, so just slow and steady. You'll be fine. Nice use of getting it into the corner to get 2 for the price of 1. Nice there. Very good use. That'll set up nicely. Get right in the corner. 2 hits per shot. And there we are, phase 3. Alright, still gotta do spins to get the pig frozen. So need to be careful and don't fall. But there's 2. And there's the double, and that will do it. Just gotta wait for the fanfare to finish. Walk through the door, and SirLinkalot777 finishes in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 33 seconds. Spam those GGs in chat. And that means game 3. Alright, we'll see if we can get SirLinkalot in here for an interview. Pika making their way through Meyer. Did get silvers. And joining us in chat is SirLinkalot777. GG.
Thank you.
So, how did that feel?
It felt pretty good considering it felt like I was making every single right decision.
Well, that's good. I mean, that early game, though, I mean, you ended up... I mean, you didn't do Eastern, but, I mean, Pika did. But it certainly felt like you pretty much had to comb all of the Light World to put together Dark World access.
Yeah, pretty much. Other than the Eastern area, you kind of had to go all over the place.
Mm-hmm. And then from there, I mean, it really kind of the one trolley thing was Thieves Town hookshot. I mean, that really is kind of the difference in the race.
I guess I wouldn't even really consider it to be trolly. I guess it depends on how you route it, because if you came to Village of Outcast from the south, then you would have ended up getting Titansmiths before I could see skipping Thieves Town. But at the time when I got to Thieves Town, all I had left outside of Thieves Town was, you know, the one check left in Village of Outcast, Digging Game, K45 Stumpy, and a hookshotless Swamp Palace. So it's like I had 8 checks, so I'm just like, I feel like something was inside Thieves Town at that point.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, it's one of those things with Pendant Dungeons where you're kind of in that place of, you know, even still at the point that you're talking about, like, there are people who just want to avoid Pendant Dungeons because they can.
Yeah, and like I wanted to because I'd already checked the pedestal at that point, so I knew pedestal wasn't required and it wasn't a green pendant. And when I only got 1 item out of the front and I already had the key, I was like, I'm gonna at least get 2 items regardless. It's like I can't skip the back right now. There's too much of a chance that there's something being here right now.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So, but I mean, other than that, like you said, pretty straightforward. You kind of just, from there, it was kind of easy with Titan's Mitts. You know, that Titan's Mitts led you to the next sword. And with where Quake was, even when you found out Turtle Rock was Quake, you know, it was pretty much the check that you were gonna do anyway.
Yeah, because I was kind of playing at that point in like a pseudo go mode. I was like, Quake was on my mind. I was just kind of sitting there praying, like, just don't be Quake. That's all I care about. And then when I go into the Turtle Rock teleport, I'm like, great, it's Quake. I skipped so much at this point. Now I have to make the right decision. And then I go to the first check. I'm like, oh okay. Thanks, game.
I mean, hey, that's sometimes how the rando bounces. So we're still waiting for Pika to finish Ice Palace. Assume they'll get Master Sword there. What was kind of the thinking in doing Ice Palace before? I mean, with Meyer and TR, I think it kind of makes sense because you know, Ice and Swamp, you're not worrying about medallions at that point. But what was the thought of doing Ice over Swamp?
It was faster to get to.
Hey, sometimes I ask dumb questions, you know?
No, I mean it was faster to get to, and at that point I was gonna go mode, Ice Palace, but my decision was like if I get a key in the first 2 chests, I will go check right side,
Mhm.
and just check those 3 chests, and then that got me the big key. I'm like, oh okay, but nothing else. I'm like, okay, I wasted a little bit of time, and then I pulled the master. I'm like, okay, I feel good about this chest.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly does. So, I don't know if your first race got restreamed. How did the first race turn out between you guys?
Pikapals beat me by about 5.5 minutes.
Okay, so that one was kind of close. So what's kind of your thoughts heading into the third and final race between the two of you?
I guess it's going to depend on what Pikapals decides to do. If he's going to revert back to just a straight open mode, or if he's going to modify the fast game. We'll kind of see from there.
What was kind of your thoughts on going to Fast Ganon for this race?
I know Pikapals is better at execution than I am, so my thought behind going to fast cannon was I'm taking 7.5, 8 minutes of just straight execution off of the table at that point, and it's more going to be making good routing decisions, getting not necessarily lucky, but just making the right decisions when it comes to the seed, and then I can let my routing take over compared to execution at that point.
Yeah, it makes sense. Pikapals is going to go ahead and use that key to go to the iced tea room. And again, as you said, that was at the big chest, so we're kind of hoping Pika's going to go back and we'll get the big key in the big chest, which, since he's full clearing, you would assume he does, and he does. So, if you don't mind sticking around, hopefully Pika will get this finished up soon, and then we can get Pika in here as well. I gotta say, it's nice to have another voice in here since I've had to do solo comms.
Yeah, I don't know how talkative I've been because I've been sick all day. I had to not go to work just because of how terrible I was feeling. I couldn't even talk this morning whatsoever. Like I've pretty much been sleeping for most of the day. I set an alarm for like 45 minutes before the race, so it would give me enough time to like wake up and get my computer turned on and get those streams set up. So I've pretty much been sleeping for about 17 or 18 hours, other than like waking up for 2 hours to try to get my voice back to go to work.
Well, I hope you feel better, man. When is have you guys scheduled your third race yet?
Nope, we haven't discussed it. We were like, we'll get the first 2 games out of the way, see if there's even a need for it, and then if there is, we'll go ahead and get it scheduled. So we'll probably talk about it tomorrow.
Perfect. So hopefully a weekend match between the two of you. So we'll hopefully give you some time to get rest up and feel better before you head into that third race. All right, so cold stare is done. So Pika just has to get to Ganon and go from there. Alright, so Pika... Gotta do the same thing with the sword spins and whatnot. How relieved were you to find silvers in Mire?
I really wasn't that worried about finding silvers or a tempered sword. I was more worried really about Quake. It was more just like, okay, cool, nice, I've got silvers. I don't have to do at least silverless, but I was just like, it's fine.
How, did you feel... I mean, I know you were kind of saying you kind of making good decisions. Did you feel like you were ahead, behind? I mean, I know it's kind of hard to really... It's kind of more of a feel than it is knowing for certain.
When I found Hookshot, because at that point, like, I was getting down to a last location and I was feeling pretty bad about it. But then when I found Hookshot and then immediately found Mitz and Samaria right after that, I felt not necessarily like I was really far ahead, but I felt like I might have at least a small lead at that point. Because I knew really probably at that point the only thing that might put me behind is potentially if there was a sword or something in Eastern Palace that I've skipped, because I wasn't going to go to Eastern Palace unless I needed to, potentially for like Quake. That might have been where I gambled Quake at that point.
So... Pika just working on phase 4 at this point. And down goes Ganon. So just gotta finish up the fanfare. And with that, Pikapals finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 27 seconds. GG's to Pika. And we'll see if we can get Pika in here. Still waiting to see if Pika will join us. Haven't seen Pika. We'll give him about 1 more minute and then we'll wrap up if he doesn't show up. Oh, there we go. And joining us in chat is Pikapals, GG.
Hey, GG.
So, how you feeling?
Well, you know, sometimes you clear the entire video game and realize there aren't swords anywhere.
Yeah. What was the thought in your routing of doing because you essentially did Mire and Turtle Rock before doing Swamp and Ice. So what was kind of the thought there?
Well, the way I saw it, Turtle Rock has a lot of items, and you're probably not skipping much of it. So that's a good dungeon to look for a sword first. Then I went Swamp because it has a lot of items too, and as long as you're just skipping left side, it's fine. You're not wasting a ton of time in there. Then Mire, if you get a late big key, you have to full clear most of the dungeon anyway, so you don't lose a ton of time if you open a couple extra chests, unless you're unlucky. And then Ice, you get to skip half of the dungeon if you don't have to full clear it.
Yeah, unfortunately today, that was not the case.
Yeah, it turns out they put the sword in the dungeon I wanted to skip.
What did you, what was kind of the thought with the Thieves Town play? Because that honestly was the thing that kind of, I think, went awry first, was the fact that, you know, Thieves Town being or Hookshot being deep in Thieves Town, and then you find Titans amidst a digging game.
Yeah, that was interesting. First time through, I kind of didn't feel like doing a third pendant dungeon, since the pedestal was nothing. And so I decided to put that off for a bit, found the mitts, went and checked a bunch of Mitslock stuff, and then went back later and realized when I was like halfway through Thieves Town that, oh yeah, maybe I should have done ice first. That's a crystal, isn't it?
Well,
would have worked out in this case, but
hey, it happens. That's why we do a best of 3. So, what's kind of your thoughts heading into the game 3? I know Link was saying a minute ago that you came in 5 minutes ahead of him, so it's kind of been close calls that have really kind of made the difference in your guys' little piece of the tournament here.
yeah, I mean, we'll have to see where the items end up, I guess. Hopefully they'll end up in nicer locations.
All right. Well, any final thoughts for both of you before we wrap up shop here?
Not much for me, just it was nice getting boots for once, that's for sure.
Yeah, Pika was telling me he had boots go mode for both of his races against James, and then we didn't get boots in our first race.
I actually got to run around for most of the seed. It was so unlike the rest of the group stage so far.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks to both of you, both Pikapals and SirLinkalot777 for the race you guys put on. Looking forward to a game 3 and seeing who will take the win from that. So, thank you to both of you. And please be sure to get both of them follows on Twitch for that race that they gave us tonight. I want to give a shout out to our tracker Kippy00 and our restreamer Mr. Broadstone. Solo comms is hard. It was so not. I so needed a tracker for this, and it was. Let's just say I would much rather have a co-com, but because I really like being able to bounce off of somebody. So, but I appreciate everyone in chat for putting up with the solo commentary tonight. So, please be sure to keep an eye out on the schedule for all of the rando action on the Speed Gaming and ALTTPR Randomizer channels. And so for SirLinkalot777, Pikapals, Kippy00, and Mr. Broadstone, I have been Jex Reffi. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next mission.